I've got two weapons, and I've got an actual jousting banner. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and move my hat out of the way. And I'm going to start with a boarding axe. And the boarding axe is very small. It's got two parts. It's got an actual blade, and it's got a spike. This is actually a fighting axe because it doesn't have double blades or it doesn't have a rounded off back. The spike is very specifically for breaking through armor or breaking into armor or breaking straps. And then the piece on the front is actually curved. Sometimes they're flat, but this one is curved because it's a boarding axe. That means it's used on a ship, or it's used on a boat, or it's used on a barge.
Okay.
That's if it's buried in the wood, you can leverage the weapon back out of the wood very quickly so that you're not without a weapon in the middle of a fight. So sometimes these had a much longer handle. This one's handle did break, so I shortened it to just a hand axe. But these were used both as weapon and as tool on many ships and many boats. And they would just have it. It would be just like a belaying pin, which is the pin that holds the ropes. These would be scattered around the deck to cut lines or cut mooring lines or cut a net free in case of emergency, or cut grapples that had been thrown from one ship to the other to pull the ship together. So these would be used to cut those ropes. Now, we can also use the banner, if you would be so kind, Mom.
And I will say that boarding axe requires significant upper body strength.
It's heavy.
It's really heavy.
It looks heavy.
I'm very easily using it one-handed, but
it looks heavy and sharp.
Yeah, it's for me it's a two-handed weapon, and it would probably just get one good swipe because I don't know that I can lift it back up again.
But if they're wearing armor, use the spike.
Use the spiky end.
But this is a banner for jousting, and what it is it's you can feel that it looks different from a regular flag. A regular flag would have just one piece and everything would be cut in. But to make these banners the way they were, they're very layered. This is actually two-sided. There might be something on the inside as well. And this is actually made from a lance, or a piece of lance that was broken. So yes, this handle was actually a lance at one point. It was broken in the middle above, so it was cut.
Okay.
And these things can weigh anywhere. It's not like your light flags that you would have at home that would be like a pound or 2 or 3 pounds. Some of these could be up to 15 to 20 pounds.
And one person would hold that?
One person would hold that, and they would also flourish with it by throwing it all around and spinning it and everything else like that. And I brought you one historical and one foreign historical weapon. That would be the kukri. Okay.
Which is not a bird.
It's shiny and sharp.
It's shiny and sharp. This is an Indian weapon, and India the country, because at this point in history, we're starting to interact with all the foreign countries. And at this point, in a couple, like maybe about 50 or 60 years, India will start becoming a part of the British Empire.
Yeah.
And this is the weapon of the Gurkha. It's a tool and a weapon. It was originally used for beheading animals in one shot, and then it became a part of the weapon of their riflemen as well as their fighters. So this weapon is designed for lopping entire pieces off. I don't have to go into specifics.
No, you do not. That explains it quite well, Jim.
And this weapon was also used by the different infantries and different riflemen in the British portion of the army. There was several groups from India that became a part of the British military.
The British Empire.
So it's a very strong, very versatile weapon. Some of them are longer, some of them are thinner, some of them are bigger. I've seen gentlemen juggle these or use them in hands fast enough to cut paper while it was standing. So I've seen some very impressive things. The Gurkha fighters are amazing hand-to-hand combat specialists. And I have never seen a knife fighter much like them, and they are very, very good at their job. So,
at the Virginia Renaissance Fair in the militia, there is a whole section on weaponry, and you can pick up the pieces under expert guidance. You can learn to swing a sword against the pell post under the instruction of one of the militia members, so you learn how to use it in battle. You can carry a practice pike in the pike drill and learn how it was used in battle. There's certain things. Anyone who watched Game of Thrones last weekend saw the Unsullied take their stance for what they call take horse, which is where you kind of kneel down and the pike is thrust forward. So if a horse was coming directly at you, it would run right into that pike with its breastplate. And you actually try these things, learn how they were used, and if you get there early enough and do pike drill, you can carry a pike in the Queen's parade when she arrives.